Hey friend, it says I'm live, so I assume I'm live. Welcome to this week's Transformation Tuesday Live. I hope you can hear me this time. This week, we're talking about your reticular activating system and how to make it your ally instead of your enemy, friend instead of foe. But I am going to waste a little bit of time up front here waiting to see if anyone joins me live so that I know that the sound is okay this time. Because I don't want to get 15 minutes in again and find out that no one can hear me like the whole time. So, um, last time I was checking the comments, but no one there wasn't anyone watching at first basically. So at a certain point I guess I just assumed that no one was joining me live, so I just kept going with the presentation. And then something finally told me to check the comments, and that's when I saw there was a problem. But hopefully we're all good today. And hopefully some of my friends will hop on soon to let me know, because quite frankly, I don't really know how to check it on YouTube myself. Like on Facebook, I'll just go and make sure that it's streaming in the right place and all that good stuff. I mean, I suppose I could do it, but like it would be weird because I would have to have my sound on and then continue talking and then try to be able to tell if I could hear myself. Do you see what I'm saying? So hopefully, hopefully, someone will join me live very soon. And I am getting the indication that my internet connection might be a little bit weak. So that could affect things. And we are running into 2 minutes. I've already been talking for almost 2.5 minutes now. And no one is here yet that I can see. So I guess I'll just go ahead and jump in and cross my fingers. I will do a better job of checking the comments this time than I did the last time, because I don't want to get too far into it if the sound is all fucked off. So hopefully someone will be hopping on very soon, but I don't want to waste any more time. I'm just going to go forth and assume that the sound is fine. And if it's not, someone will tell me, or not. Fuck it. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, again, welcome. We're talking about your reticular activating system today and how to make it work for you instead of against you. So, in case we haven't met yet, my name is Elle. I'm a self mastery mentor, quantum healer, and spiritual activator, and some other stuff as well. And I had a wild weekend, which does not mean the same thing that it would have meant when I said that like 25 years ago. What it means now for me in my mid 40s is that I cleared, transmuted, and healed a lot of shit to prepare me to do the activation on the 8th of August, the Lions Gate portal activation that I'm being guided to do. The link to secure your spot in that will be in the description box if you haven't yet. And I'm not done yet with all the clearing. I've been advised that that's what this whole week is about for me, basically. So that will be fun as well. And this weekend, I was also led to learn a whole bunch of new mind blowing stuff that guided me to create a meditation this week that will literally help you speed up the rewiring of your brain. So it allows your physical mind to have a strong connection with your higher mind to get downloads and guidance more easily and quickly. So keep an eye out for that to drop later on this week. And I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now. I don't know if anybody can hear me or not, so maybe I'm not being vulnerable. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But when I first felt guided to create it, I was like, I have never seen anything like this before. And I was all excited and caught up in that. But then yesterday, I stumbled upon a few meditations that were very similar to what I want to do, because, of course, I wasn't the first person ever to think of this. And I started to feel a twinge of scarcity mentality come on, like, oh, well, it's already been done, so never mind. But my higher self and or guides swooped in really fast. It only lasted like a second of me feeling that way. And they were like, yes, others have done something similar, but no one's done it the way you're going to do it. And no one else has your energy signature. So you were guided to create this for the people you're meant to help. And don't worry about what others have done. You keep doing you, basically, is the message I got. So I just wanted to share that in case someone else needs that message too. And it doesn't really matter how many other people have done or are doing what you want to do. None of them will do it the way you do. You are meant to help different people. And there are plenty of people who need whatever kind of help it is to go around. So do as you feel guided, and everything will fall into place. It doesn't matter if other people have already done it. You're being guided to do it for a reason. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I'm incredibly disappointed. I had a lot of people that were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there live," and no one is. Either that, or I can't see comments today. So I'm just gonna keep going and really, really hope that the sound is okay today, because I don't want the people watching the replay to be super fucking bored. Like, we are over 7 minutes in, and hopefully the sound's fine, because away we go. Let's get into it, because I think this topic is juicy as fuck. So in the next 20 or 30 minutes, we're going to talk about how your reticular activating system works, how it affects what you see and how you perceive it in your current reality, as well as how it impacts which realities or timelines you actually have access to, and what you can do to make it work for you instead of against you. So hang out with me until the end to learn everything you need to know about making your RAS your ally instead of your enemy, so you can shift into the reality you desire most more quickly. So I don't know if anybody's watching live or not. If you are, please, well, whether you're watching live or a replay, please go ahead and like this stream to get it in front of more people who would benefit from it, or even share it if you like. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, because it helps you to know when I go live and upload new videos. It helps my channel grow, obviously, but more importantly, it helps more people who need this content in their lives to see it, because the more subscribers I have, the more YouTube pushes out my content. So think of subscribing to YouTube channels as a good deed that you can do for countless people that takes mere seconds to accomplish. And we all win, right? So the value code of this masterclass is that your RAS can and should work for you and not against you. You create your own reality. You're always manifesting, whether it's conscious or not. So you may as well do it consciously, so you can create your desired reality more quickly and effortlessly. And now let's get into it. Your reticular activating system, also known as the gatekeeper, is located at the top of your brainstem, and it regulates the information that makes it into your subconscious mind into your conscious mind, from your subconscious by only letting in what it believes is relevant to you. It's basically responsible for keeping us sane because our subconscious minds process anywhere from 11 million to 50 or 60 million bits of information per second, depending on the source that you consult. But your conscious mind can only process about 50 bits per second. So your RAS has to decide what 50 bits of information you need to know out of those millions of bits that it has access to and what it can hold back. And it can't just decide what to accept and reject with no criteria. So it's guided by your belief system as to what's necessary for you to know and have access to. And it will filter out anything that contradicts what you already believe. So, for example, if you really want a healthy, loving, stable relationship, but you hold the belief that all the good ones are taken or something like that, that's what your RAS will continue to show you unless you change that belief to something more desirable, like there are plenty of amazing partners out there for me, right? Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat or the comments, depending on when you're watching this. And I really want you to consider the discrepancy between how much information your subconscious mind has access to and how much your conscious mind can handle. Can you imagine what you're not seeing based on your own false limiting beliefs? So conservatively, your subconscious mind is filtering out at least 10,999,950 bits of information in any given second, and only allowing in the information that supports what you already believe. Is it possible that everything you've ever desired and couldn't manage to manifest in your reality was somewhere in that 10,999,950 bits that your conscious mind did not have access to? This is what makes most people's RAS their enemy, but it doesn't have to be this way. And I'll tell you how to change it in a few, if you haven't already guessed. I don't see any comments coming in still, so I really hope that the sound is good. But furthermore, your actions will be based on your false limiting beliefs and the only options your RAS allows you to see because of them, which isn't likely to lead to your desired outcome if you have a core belief that it's not possible for you, right? So good things are literally happening all around you all the time. But if your RAS is programmed to filter them out in order to validate a negative belief system, you won't even notice them because you'll be so focused on all the negative shit that it's showing you. And the bad shit it's showing you will seem to validate your beliefs. And now you're caught in a really shitty feedback loop where your beliefs create your experience and your experience seems to validate your beliefs. But it will also validate everything in a positive belief system by presenting you with evidence and opportunities that match that. So I always ask this, but which would you prefer you have it do, right? What do you want it to do? Would you prefer that it proves to you that everything sucks all day, every day? Or would you prefer that it proves how amazing you are and how amazing your life is? Let me know in the comments and feel free to drop any questions you may have as well. But not only does your RAS dictate what you're conscious of and how you perceive it, and what opportunities you're presented with in this reality, it also impacts which other realities or timelines you have access to. And this is something I just learned over the weekend. So we potentially have access to all possible realities. And in the quantum field, literally all possible realities exist, past, present, and future. But we will only be able to access the ones that are relatively relevant and in probability with the one we're currently experiencing. This is because we don't necessarily need the timelines that are not immediately relevant to the one we're currently on, unless, of course, we're trying to manifest and receive a miracle. So look at it in this way. If you're on a timeline where you're totally unfulfilled right now, there is a timeline that exists where you are living your purpose and you're completely fulfilled, but you may not have access to it because your current timeline is so far from it. So this affects where you can get downloads from and or the timeline you can shift yourself into. But now let's look at it from this angle. Even if you are accessing downloads from realities that are not immediately relevant to your current reality, your RAS isn't going to let them through to your conscious mind because it doesn't think they're relevant to you. And in fact, you could be getting downloads from your preferred timeline and future self right now, but if they don't seem relevant to your current reality, especially if they challenge your existing belief system, they won't be let into your consciousness. So your RAS can even cause you to miss divine guidance when you receive it. So to put it another way, not only is your RAS fucking up this reality for you, but it's also cock blocking you from getting to the one you want to be in. So are you still with me? Let me know in the comments. Drop any aha moments that you're having. Let me know if everything is making sense. And obviously your questions as well. If they don't come in while I'm live, I am more than happy to answer those in the comments later on. I will come back through. And now let's go ahead and talk about how to make your RAS your ally instead of your enemy. And of course, we've come to the portion of the show where I sound like a broken fucking record, because the way you make your RAS work for you instead of against you is by changing your belief system so that it allows your RAS to present you with information and opportunities that will help you succeed. First, you've got to pinpoint the false limiting beliefs that are limiting your current reality. Then you have to rewrite them to what you want to believe instead. So let's go back to our example from earlier. If you want to change your core belief from all the good ones are taken, or I only attract losers, or whatever it happens to be, to something more like there are plenty of fish in the sea, or I only attract healthy partners who love and respect me, you have to be willing to put in the work, and it can be very challenging. It takes a lot of repetition, and you may feel like you're lying to yourself at first because of your past experiences. But you have to also remember that your past experiences were actually created by what you believed, assumed, and expected at that time. I know it seems like it's the other way around because you think your experiences are validating your beliefs, but the only reason it seems that way is because your beliefs actually created the circumstances you've experienced. Circumstances do not matter. They do not create materialization or matter. See what I did there? Only your state of being matters and materializes experiences, because matter cannot be changed by other matter. Energy is what affects matter, and your state of being or consciousness is pure energy. So if you don't like the matter that's formed around you, the physical matter that has formed around you in your physical reality, you've got to change your state of being to change the matter that has materialized in your 3D reality. So say it with me. Circumstances don't matter. Write it in the chat, write it in the comments, write it wherever, write it on your hand, write it on a piece of paper, write it on a Post-it note, put it up on your mirror. Circumstances do not matter. Only your state of being matters. So choose the state of being you prefer to be in and redefine the circumstances from there to allow the true reflection to take form from your new state of being. So anytime you find yourself in a state of being that you don't want to be in, remind yourself that your circumstances don't matter, only your state of being does, and ask yourself, what state of being do you want to be in? Then do whatever it takes to get into that state. Okay, cool. Now I see some comments. Awesome. I'm glad it certainly seems like everybody could hear me. It's very weird how that happens. But onward, I suppose. So there are, of course, some long-term and short-term things that you can do to achieve that. For example, shifting your focus to something more enjoyable and or something fun that makes you feel satisfied and happy. Those are really good ways to shift into your preferred state from moment to moment. And rewriting your belief system and rewiring your brain are long-term solutions, as well as your nervous system. That's also important. So those are more long-term solutions, and I fully endorse applying both short-term and long-term solutions to keep you on track. Sometimes the longer-term solutions also take a little while to take effect. So it's important to have some things that you can do in the moment to shift if necessary. And that's why you've got to remind yourself, because usually it's our circumstances. You're looking around at your 3D reality and you're like, fuck, this shit sucks. Well, stop, because your circumstances do not matter. They don't matter. Your state of being is what matters. So take your focus off of your 3D reality, turn it inward, and figure out what's going to make you happy right now. Okay? And we're not talking about bypassing emotions or anything, because another of the long-term solutions is clearing and healing trauma, for example. So there's a difference between allowing your emotions to come up, feeling them, sending them unconditional love and compassion, and moving through them so that you can transmute them, and shifting what you're focusing on, okay? But if you cannot stop worrying about not having your specific person in the moment, for instance, you've got to do something in that moment to take your mind off of it so that you can shift into a more satisfying state of being. Does that make sense? Also, stay tuned for my sacred circuitry meditation to drop this Friday, because that is another way to rewire your brain, but it will help you do it faster. And I'm actually going to explain it. So I'm going to drop a couple videos on Friday. I'm going to drop the whole thing where I explain it in the beginning, and then the meditation will be at the end. But I'm also going to drop the meditation separately, like I did with the first EFT video that I did on this channel. So if you're still watching, but you haven't liked the video yet, please do so now. If you're enjoying this, to help more people see it, leave a comment. I know that there are people chatting in the live chat right now. I totally appreciate that. If you're watching the replay or if you're watching live and you want to leave a comment after the fact, that would be awesome, because that will let the algorithm know to show this to more people. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, because I really appreciate your support. So let me look at the comments really quickly before I move on. Circumstances don't matter. Hell yeah. All right, looking forward to that. Okay, and it does make sense. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Feel free to drop any questions, especially if you're live, because I do like to answer those live if I can, because there's a really good chance that somebody watching the replay will have the same question and I will have already answered it for them. So that's what the collective consciousness is for, my friends. And if you want my long-term help rewriting your belief system to create a new empowered self-concept that allows you to manifest anything quickly and effortlessly, rewiring your brain and nervous system so that it's a permanent transformation, quantum healing any energetic or karmic wounds and imprints, and aligning with your higher self so you can become a fully integrated, whole ass being who hears your guidance, knows your purpose, has strong and consistent access to your spiritual gifts, and is fulfilling your destiny. I have one-to-one spot opening up next month if you prefer a more intimate container that can help you literally quantum leap into your highest possible timeline. That's not just bullshit buzzwords when I say it, because I understand it on a quantum scientific level. So when I say it, I mean it. So please contact me. I don't know if it's in the description box yet, but it will be when I hop off. And you can also see my contact information on the slide. Or if you prefer a group experience and a smaller investment price right now, you can still claim a spot in my Conscious Creator Code 4-month journey, which starts on August 15th, 2022. So a little less than a month now, or 3 weeks. I have no concept of time, guys. Both will help you become who you really are so you can live the life you're meant to live and fulfill your destiny. You will consciously create your reality for the rest of your life. It's just about your preferences, current budget, and all the good stuff as far as like which one is better for you personally, right? So please feel free to contact me with any questions. Again, just use the information on the slide. If it's not in the description box yet, it will be when I hop off. So, and you'll find the investment links for CCC in the description box. Again, I don't know if I put it there beforehand or not, but it will be when I hop off. And so will the activation for the Lionsgate portal. The link for that will be there as well. And that's a very small investment if you just want the help with kind of realigning with your destiny and activating your spiritual gifts so that they're either awakened or strengthened, depending on where you are on your spiritual journey, my friends. So I see 9 people now. I don't understand how this works on YouTube, y'all. I'm just saying, like, so hey, everybody. Like, I went through, I think, over 10 minutes and there was nobody here and I couldn't see any comments. So, oh, you're subscribed on both accounts. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, let me scroll back up just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Does anybody have any questions about why the fuck matter doesn't matter? Matter doesn't matter? Circumstances don't matter? All right. I love to see you guys interacting in the chat too. Elbow cough. Sound is perfect. Woohoo! Hell yeah. All right. So thank you guys so much. Oh, new comments too. I'm just looking for some questions because I don't want to take up too much more time. We're almost at 30 minutes here. Okay, you were here. Were you here the whole time when I was like, I can't see any comments, so I don't know if anybody's watching? If so, that means that the delay for YouTube is like ridiculous. I see a purple heart. Can I get a rainbow and a horseshoe? And then we'll have some Lucky Charms. I'm kidding. Okay. Yes, it makes sense. So sense. I'm full of goosebumps. So much sense. Gotcha. Yes, from 1 minute before. That is crazy. That is crazy because like I kept switching back and forth because I was like, I would rather know that there's something wrong with the sound right now. Serious delay, no joke. Well, I see a rainbow. Hell yeah. Can I get a horseshoe? No, I'm kidding. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. So anyway, that's really all I've got for you today. There's a magnet, but it looks like a horseshoe, and magnets are good too because we're attracting all the shit we want. Closest you could find. That's awesome though. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. If the links are not in the description box right now, also to join my Facebook group, we have fun. I do all kinds of free clearings and healings and activations in there. And we talk about esoteric shit, and we just have a good old time. So the Facebook group will be down there if it's not yet. Links to work with me and or contact me for any questions, or if you would rather work with me one-to-one, just have one spot for that. So keep that in mind if you prefer a super fast quantum leap and a very, very intimate container where we meet every single week. And I'm just, I'm there fully for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, we're going to dive real deep into the esoterica, and we're going to talk about the anatomy of your multidimensional body, consciousness, evolution, and timelines, because I love to talk about timelines. So that is next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel, Eastern time, of course. And I'll see you then. If you're in my group, I'll see you around the Facebook. Oh, wait, we got a question. Is the RAS linked towards the wiring of the amygdala? That is a very good question, Janine, that I actually don't know the answer to. So I'm going to have to look that up because I'm not a brain scientist. I get downloads and I get directed to learn very specific things because I'm designed to put things together that don't necessarily go together in a very specific way to explain things in a way that it may not have been explained before. And that's not something that I've been guided to look at. So I will definitely check that out for you. I will check that out for you. And you're in the group. So what I will do, because this is in the chat and not the comments, but if you want to, like when I end the session, if you want to go ahead and drop the question in the comments, I'll come back and answer it. And then that way, anybody else who's wondering the same thing will get to see it. But I can also shoot you a DM on Facebook or talk to you in the group about it as well. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And I'm sorry about the delay. That explains why I just kept going last time too. I didn't see the comments coming in. So, but yeah, join the Facebook group if you haven't yet. We have fun. Work with me if you want to. We have fun. And I will see you guys around the internet. Much love to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Transformation Tuesday.